Hey everyone, welcome to my living room. I don't have a mattress behind me today. I have a wonderful collage of photos. So, just hop right into it. So, something that every believer needs to be able to do is express what they believe. I mean, we've all heard that, I'm sure. We're always called to be ready to have an account of kind of who we are, what we believe, all that stuff. But we don't always know what to say. So, where am I going with this? Let's read the verse to get some context. So, here in my digital Bible. So the verse is Mark chapter 13, verse 11. This is the English Standard Version because that's what my phone app is set to. So here it goes. And when they bring you to trial and deliver you over, do not be anxious beforehand what you are to say, but say whatever is given to you in that hour. For it is not you who speak, but the Holy Spirit. So I assume we're not going on trial anytime soon. I hope. Uh, but even still, it's important to trust that God will be with you as you go out in the world. We always need to be prepared to interact with non-Christians that may ask us what we believe, maybe even pose you questions that you don't know how to answer. I know that's come up for me a couple times. But God is with us. The God that created the universe, who can literally do everything or anything, is with you and is there to help you, to support you. So the idea in this verse may kind of seem weird. Don't worry about what you're going to say. Words will just come to you. But it's a little more. I mean, it makes sense in practice, I think, especially once you've kind of experienced that in a sense. Uh, Words being put in your mouth, but that's part of what the Holy Spirit does. It's with us always, helps to guide us, direct us. Uh, with all that being said, it's important to pray, read the Bible, and always keep that relationship with God strong, because that's the basis of where that wisdom, that knowledge that you can have in God is. Because if you're not remaining close to God, He's not gonna. I digress. Uh, Pray, read the Bible, keep your relationship strong. Uh, so from there, you can trust that God will be with you because you have that connection. You feel the relationship that you have. Uh, see, where was I? So we talk about that when we talk about the situations we go through. We talk about God being with us in trying times. Now is an example of that. Uh, but it's more than just God being there to kind of give you that feeling of peace, that nice feeling of the world's not falling around me, falling down around me. Uh, but God does so much more than just give you a feeling of peace. He's there with you. He has the words for you to say when you don't know what to say. He provides for all of your needs. So this is kind of anecdotal, but I feel like some of the most profound things I've said or kind of come to understand have come from that point of I'm in a state of I'm either praying a lot or maybe studying the Bible, uh, where I just like the idea just kind of comes to me, and I know it's from God. Like I know it's backed up, and it's coming from the Bible text I'm reading, when I'm praying about things that I couldn't have come up on my own, and when I'm talking to people, I feel like it's happened in youth groups sometimes. Definitely happened when it has happened when I've talked to friends and different people that aren't believers. They just like ask you a question you don't know the answer to. You There's not really an answer necessarily, but just the way you are able to articulate it is something that, like in hindsight, you're like, I don't know how I did that. So I know I've experienced that, and I'm sure many of you have to some extent also. Uh, so kind of bring this back around to a point. As I and everyone else has said, things are rough currently. I think that goes without saying. Uh, I see things I disagree with on social media, different news outlets all the time. But like Pastor Wade said yesterday, we're not fighting with human weapons. We're not. going about this war like we're fighting humans. It's a spiritual war. We're fighting against the powers of darkness beyond what this world has. Uh, so don't let anger and frustration guide you as you're replying or seeing people's posts or talking to them in person. Because I'll give you a disclaimer: I don't think anyone's mind has ever been changed because of an argument on Facebook. So find some truth in that. But so in those times when you're faced with these people that are not trying to start a debate, they're trying to start an argument, maybe just trying to state their point. Don't just go into it and say what you want to say what you want to say in that moment, but stop and pray to God for how to respond. Maybe the answer is not responding, which is hard. But the point is that in very trying times, in all times, lean into God for wisdom, for what to say, and just say another quote from the Bible: lean not on your own understanding.